This
Okay,
conference will
so
now be recorded.
modules and packages. So whenever I'm talking about a module, okay, so let me just write here modules. So whenever I'm talking about a module, say module is nothing but a module is nothing but a Python file. A module is nothing but a Python file which may contain variables, comma functions, and even classes. So module is nothing but a Python file which may contain variables, functions, and even classes. Okay, so basically what we are trying to do here is we are going to a module can be okay, so module can be imported. A module can be imported to another module, and we can access the components of the module. Okay, so components of the modules. Okay, so we can access the components of the modules. Okay, so module is nothing but a Python file which may contain variables, functions, and even classes. A module can be imported to another module, and we can access the components of the module. Okay, so how we can access? So the module and its components can be imported using the following three ways. So first one is import module name. Okay, import module name, and you can also go for import module name. So import module name as alias name. So import module name as alias name. So import module name as alias name, and you can import. So from module name, import component 1, component 2, component 3, and so on. Okay, so you can import the things from the module like this. So import the module name. So you can import module name as alias name. So you can use the alias name for importing the components. Here you can use a module name for importing the components, and here you can directly use the component because we already imported. Okay, anyway, we will try to look at each and everything separately. So first import module name. Okay, so in this we can access the components of the module using module name only. So for example, you can use module name dot variable name, or you can use module name dot function name, and you can also use module name dot class name. Okay, so like this you can directly use the module name. Okay, right. So we'll go for example using the files. Okay, what I told you, a module is nothing but a Python file. Okay, so module is nothing but a Python file, so in which we can have the variables, functions, and even the classes. Okay, so now let's go for an example. Okay, so let me open the spider app here. Okay, so in the spider app, so now let's create module one dot py file. Okay, so module one dot py file. So what is this module one dot py file will do? So it will contain variables, functions, and the classes. Okay, so now let's say this contains. Okay, let me create here. So we will go for the. Okay, so we'll create a directory. So we will use somewhere. Okay, so Python 4 p.m. So just I'll create one folder here. Say new folder Python program project. So Python program project. So we will select this folder. Okay, so we will say create. Okay, so you have created a Python project here. So new Python file. Okay, so we'll create a new Python file under this Python program project. So Python program project. Yeah, so we will create uh, module one. So module one we have created, and we will create one more module, and we will name it as module two. So we'll create as module two. Okay, so module one and module two. So we have created two modules over here. So we have created module one, module two. So what we will do in module one is, so we will create variable. So variable one is equal to 101. Okay. We will create a function. So df, and I'll say my function. So my function one, and I will try to have say print var1 plus 100. Okay, so var1 plus 100, and I'll create a class. So class c1. So class c1, and I will say df method 1. So I will say self, and I will print. So I will print. So var1 plus 1000. Okay, so var1 plus 1000. So I'm going to use. Now for example, if I have to call this method one, so what I need to do basically, okay, if I have to take print var1, so what I can do here, so I can run them here. Okay, so for example, if I'm just running them here, so you're getting 101. If I have to run this function, I have to say my fun one. and I will print the result 201. And if I have to call this, so if I have to call this meth1, so I can say phone dot meth1. Okay, so no need to pass anything. Okay, so this is right. So I should say C is equal to phone of, so phone of, and here I will say C dot meth1. Okay, so C dot meth1. So if I run this, so you are getting 1101 because you are using that var1 here. So in the same module you can use, no problem at all. Okay, so in the same module there is no restriction in using them in the same module. Okay, so for example, okay, accessing components in the same module. So accessing components in the same module. So when you're accessing the components in the same module, okay, so you have the components in model1.py and you are accessing them over here. Okay, you are creating them here and you are accessing them over here. So this is not a problem. So that will be definitely not a problem. Okay, but when I am trying to so when I'm trying to access them, okay, so when I'm trying to access them across the module, means if I'm doing the same things in module 2, I'm doing this in module 2, okay, so they will give me error. Okay, so for example, if I'm running print.var1, so if I'm running this print.var1, so it, okay, once again, let me save this. So save this. What I'll do is I'll just take it off from the variable explorer and then I will start. So what it says, var1 is not defined. So it says var1 is not defined. So why var1 is not defined? Because here you are using module 1 component over here. Okay, so module 1. So again it says not defined, and here also it says I am not defined. Okay, so I am not defined. So this is the problem when we are trying to access. Okay, so when you are trying to access the elements across the package, I mean across the module rather, across the module. So when accessing mod 1, okay, module 1 I should say. So accessing module 1 dot py components in module 2.py. Module 2.py. So you are accessing module 1.py components in module 2.py. So you are trying to do that. Okay. So when you are trying to do that, so you are getting these errors. Okay. So you are getting these errors. So print of var one, my fun one. So CONE method one. So this is the way you are trying to access, but you are failing to access. Why? Because they are created in one module and you are trying to access them in another module. Okay, right. So now what we need to do to access them? Okay, so in order to access them, so as I told you, you can use the import. You can use the import. So when you use the import to solve this problem, to solve this problem, we can import module 1 dot py into module 2 module 2.py, module 2.py. So how we can do that? Now simply you can say import module 1. So module 1 dot var1. Okay. So here you can say module 1 dot fun1, and here also you can say module 1 dot con. So in this way, you are trying to access, trying to import basically. So here you are getting the answer 101, and here you are getting the answer 201, because you are accessing basically. So you are accessing. So and here you are getting the answer as 1101. So why you are getting that? Okay, so you are getting that answer because you have imported them. So you have imported them. So you have imported them, as you have imported them, you are able to use those components. So what was module one? Okay, so let me just give a table here. Right. So here I will say this is module 2.py, module 2.py, and here you are saying module 1.py. So module 1.py, the module 1.py, you have this information. Okay, so this one. So you are importing the components. Okay, so you are importing the components by using module 1 var1, module 1 myfun1, so module 1 CONE. So in that way, you are trying to access. For this, not required because you already are accessing the class. Okay, so you are already accessing the class. So in that way, you are looking at so you are looking at the things over here. So so that's how we are uh, getting the things. Okay, so you are getting the things into action. Okay, so this is the way that you are trying to import the modules. Okay, so you're trying to import the module. So module 1.py components you are using in module 2.py, so by using this name. Okay, so there is also one more style. In this style, so we will use, okay, so in this style we will use, so what we are going to use, import module name as alias name. So in this we can have the we can have the usage of components, usage of the components by the help of the alias name, by the help of the alias name. So in this we can have the usage of the components by the help of what? So by the help of the alias name. So you can use the alias name basically. You can use the alias name here. So alias name you can use to fetch the components. How we are going to use it, I'll show you. So here module 1, in the module 2, we can simply say as MO. So M for module, O for 1, something like that. And here you just say MO. Okay. Here you just say MO. Okay. So just a second, hold on. Okay, so module 1, in the place of module 1 you can just have embo, you can just have embo. Okay, so embo, so now you are using this embo. Okay, you are using this embo. Embo means module 1, embo, module 1, module 1. Okay, like that you can use, or else if you are confused I can say m1. Here I can say m1 dot var1. Here I can say m1 dot var1. So here I can say m1 dot var1. So in this way you can access the things. Okay, so now if you run this, you are getting the answer. If you are running this, you are getting the answer. If you are running this also, you are getting the answer. So in this way you are trying to access the module 2 components using the alias name. So using the alias name. Okay, so using alias name, again same things here. So this is going to be module2.py, and this is going to be module1.py. So what you are using basically, so you are using the alias name. Okay, you are using the alias name. So module 1 you are saying as m1, as m1. So in that way you are trying to access the module as m1 and module 1, so like this. Okay, so that's how you are dealing with the accessing of the module by using the alias name, by using the alias name. Okay, right. So then the third way. So what is this third way actually? So third way is going to be, so third way is going to be, okay, so here in this, in this we import, we may import. Okay, so in this we may import one or more, so one or more components. Okay, so in this we may import one or more components. Okay, so what we can do here, we can import one or more components from the module. Okay, so we can import one or more components from the module, from the module. Okay, so what we can do, one or more components from the module, and no need for using the module name or the alias name, module name or the alias name. So there is no need for using the module name or the alias name. Okay, so so we may import one or more components, and there is no need for using the module names or the alias names. Okay, so in that way you are looking at the things. Okay, so how we can use them here is, so now for example I'll say from module 1 you are importing. Okay, so you are importing, let's say only var1. So you are importing only var1. You are importing only var1. Okay, so you are importing only var1. Okay, means you can access only var1. So my fun and this one will not get executed. Why? Because so you imported only var1. Okay, so you imported only var1. As you have imported only var1, so you are looking at this error. Okay, so simply if I'm running this again, so here again I'll just put the table. Here I'll say, okay, so you are getting these errors, module 2.py, and here I will say module 1.py. So here you are saying this. Okay, so means what you are trying to do here, so you are trying to access from module one you put only var1. Okay, so only var1. So that is why it is getting executed. But these two are not imported. So as these two are not imported, we are not getting those answers. Okay, so now how can I do that then? So I can say var. Okay, so var I can simply say my fun one, and I can say CONE, that is class 1, something like that. Okay, so in this way if you are trying to put, so you will get all the values now. So you'll get all the values. So why you are getting all the values over here? Because you are able to access all the values. So in this way, so you are trying to give all the components. So trying to, okay, all components separated by comma, separated by comma, separated by comma. Okay, so all the components separated by comma. Or you can also do one thing. So you can simply say star. So star. So if you are using star, so this also will give you the results. But you can see some warning because this is not a recommended style basically. Okay, so that's how you can go for it also, no problem. So here, so I am saying star. So star means so you are accessing all components using star. So all components using star. So you are using a star, import star. Import var1, myfun1 and CONE. So import var1 means only this component will come into the picture. So in this way, you are looking at the modules. Okay. Now, when we talk about packages, okay, so packages are something similar. So, but we will try to understand it. A package is a collection of modules. It is just a folder. So package is a collection of modules. It is just a folder that contain a file called, that contain a file called underscore underscore init underscore dot py. So if this file is not there, it is not called as a package. Package is a collection of modules. It is just a folder that will contain a file called init.py. Now this folder, okay, so Python. So I will create one more folder here. So let's say I'm creating one more folder. I'll say package Python. Okay, so package Python. Okay, so I should create it outside. So we will create a new okay, new project, so new directory. So I will say package Python. Okay, so package Python, say create. Okay, so now we will import. Okay, so both of them we will try to have at one place. Okay, anyway, so now here I can create a Python file. So I can say something like one. Okay, and I'll create one more Python file and I will name this as 2. And I should also have new Python file, so which should be .py. So otherwise it won't be called as a package. So now this is the way that you take up a package. So it should have init.py file. So without init.py file, so it cannot be called as a package. Okay, right. Generally, init.py is a generally init.py is an empty file. It is an empty file. Okay, so generally it is an empty file, but we can have some access code in it for access code in it for accessing the components. Okay, so accessing the components. Okay, now what I'll do here is I'll just have uh, something like var 1 is equal to 54. Okay, in 2 I will have var 2 is equal to 68. Okay, so now what I want to do here is I want to access this from another package basically. Okay, so I want to access this from another package. Okay, so open the project. Okay, so I will go for here Python 4 and this. Okay, so module 1, so init 2.py, so module 2 module 1. Okay, so what I want to do here is, so basically this is in another package. Okay, so this is module 2 in another package. Okay, so this is in another package. So what we will do here is, so we will import, so we have to import that package. Okay, so we have to import that package. So which package is that? So the package is, the name of the package, uh, okay, I think they are from different okay, one second. Okay, so I think I need to show this in PyCharm because that is better. Okay, okay, so otherwise what I will do is, so we will talk about these packages in our next session, so that I can show you clearly. So I think this also is not working. Okay, so I'll show it to you in our next session. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.